The screen fades in with the sound of crashing waves, louder and louder, until everything goes black. Then a faint glow flickers beneath the water. A whisper cuts through the silence. Legends say the ocean remembers. The water ripples. As glowing scales flash in the shadows, something stirs deep below, unseen but powerful. Addison's voice, soft and shaken, breaks in. I can feel it. Something's coming. The ocean roars as if alive, swallowing the screen whole. Then a bold card splashes across, from the world of zombies. The trailer begins in total darkness, broken only by the sound of water dripping slowly, echoing as though in a vast cavern. A low hum rises, like a haunting song carried by the waves. The camera glides through the ocean depths, where strange glowing currents swirl in patterns that look alive. The water is heavy with mystery, hiding more than it reveals. Suddenly a faint shimmer passes by the screen, a flash of silver scales cutting through the darkness. The audience only sees a blur, but it's enough to create unease. The sound of the waves grows more violent, crashing with a force that shakes the silence. We shift to a wide shot of Seabrook at night. The town is calm, lit by lanterns and neon lights, its people asleep and unaware. But the camera tilts down toward the shoreline, where the tide is higher than usual, creeping closer to the sand. The stillness of the town contrasts sharply with the restless sea. Then the whispering voice returns, this time louder. The ocean remembers what was taken. Each word echoes as though coming from all directions at once. A chill runs through the sound design, creating a sense of dread. Addison appears, standing alone on the pier. The moonlight shines down on her, her face lit with worry. She stares out at the water, her eyes wide as if she senses something others cannot. She whispers, half to herself, half to the sea, I know you're there. The waves crash violently, almost answering her. The screen flickers with quick flashes. A pair of glowing eyes beneath the water, claws curling against coral, and a massive shadow moving through the depths. These images are fast, barely more than glimpses, but they set the stage for the danger rising from the ocean, a sudden cut to black. The audience hears only the sound of heavy breathing and the slow, deliberate drip of water. Then, in the silence, Addison's voice returns. Something's coming. A screen explodes with light and water as a massive splash fills the frame, sending waves across the camera. Then a deep voiceover rumbles through. From the world of zombies. The title fades in over the crashing ocean, bold and powerful. The sound of a distant song echoes, eerie and beautiful. Before fading away into silence, the trailer shifts from silence to a lively celebration. Bright lights, music, and cheering fill the screen as Seabrook glows with unity. Humans, zombies, werewolves, and aliens dance together at the town square. It feels like the final chapter of peace, a moment where everyone believes the struggles of the past are behind them. Confetti floats through the air and a large banner reads, Seabrook Forever United. But even as the crowd celebrates, the ocean nearby churns unnaturally. The camera pulls back, revealing waves that rise higher than the tide should allow. Beneath the surface, something is moving. A swirl of silver streaks through the water, too fast to identify. The joyful music slowly fades, replaced by the faint sound of a haunting melody, an underwater song that echoes like a call from the deep. The sound blends with the celebration above, but something about it feels wrong. Cut to Addison. Standing with Zed, she smiles at him, but her eyes keep drifting toward the sea. The music dims around her, replaced by her heartbeat pounding. In the silence, her face falls as she hears it, the siren call that no one else seems to notice. Her expression hardens, the fear in her eyes betraying what she feels. This isn't peace. This is a warning. Suddenly, the camera plunges underwater. The world below is alive with eerie beauty, glowing coral, ancient ruins buried in sand, and massive shadows circling in the distance. Then, out of the darkness, they appear. The mermaids. They rise slowly, their eyes glowing like fire in the depths. Their scales shimmer in shades of blue and silver, and their movements are sharp, predatory. They are not the playful figures of fairy tales. Their faces are fierce, carved with the weight of old battles. One raises her hand and the water itself bends to her will. The haunting song swells louder, echoing through the deep, a signal to all of Seabrook. The sea has awakened. Cut. Back to the town square. The ground trembles beneath the feet of the dancers. Glass shatters as tremors shake the streets. Zed looks around in confusion, steadying Addison as the quake grows stronger. The people of Seabrook stop celebrating, their cheers turning into gasps of fear, then silence. The earth stills, the crowd stares toward the ocean. The waves are no longer gentle. They crash violently against the shore, rising higher and higher, until a towering wall of water forms at the horizon. Everyone steps back, whispering in shock. A deep voice echoes over the sound of the ocean, layered with menace. When the sea awakens, the land will tremble. The camera cuts to the shore as figures emerge from the water. At first they are shadows, silhouettes outlined by moonlight. Then the waves part and the mermaids step forward. Their eyes lock onto Seabrook with piercing intensity, each step dripping with purpose. They move in perfect unison like an army. Addison grabs Zed's arm. Her voice trembles. "They're here!" The scene explodes into chaos. Water surges across the streets, flooding stalls and sweeping away lights. Citizens run as the ocean invades Seabrook, crashing through buildings and scattering the crowd. Zed pulls Addison close, shielding her as the wave crashes past them. Quick flashes fill the screen, sharp cuts of action that reveal just enough to raise tension. A mermaid lunges from the water, her claws flashing. A zombie is dragged into the tide, struggling against the current. A werewolf howls in fury, leaping at an unseen threat. And Addison, standing her ground, raises her glowing hands as if calling on a hidden power. The music builds, a mix of drums and the haunting mermaid song, creating a sense of urgency. The voiceover returns, dark and commanding. The ocean does not forgive. The ocean does not forget. The final shot of this section is a close-up of the Mermaid Queen. Her crown is woven from shells and coral, her eyes glowing brighter than the rest. She glares directly into the camera and whispers, "Seabrook will drown." The screen cuts to black. Asterisk, the black screen lingers after the Mermaid Queen's chilling whisper, then boom, a tidal wave crashes down onto Seabrook with a deafening roar. The town square, once glowing with lights and music, is now submerged in chaos. Sparks fly as electricity shorts out. Decorations sink beneath the rushing flood. Screams echo through the streets as Seabrook fights against the force of the ocean itself. The camera cuts to Zed, dragging Addison through the waterlogged square, his arms tight around her. His face is fierce, eyes darting around for survivors. Zombies scramble onto rooftops. Werewolves growl against the rising water. And aliens float above the chaos, their scanners flashing red as they attempt to analyze the threat. The balance of Seabrook once united is breaking apart. A slow-motion shot captures a wave curling overhead, glowing with strange blue light. Within it, dark silhouettes twist and writhe, mermaids swimming through the very wave itself, like predators circling prey. As the wave collapses, one bursts free, landing in the middle of the street. The creature rises tall, water dripping from her glowing scales, and snarls at the crowd. The mermaid army emerges, each one moving like a storm-given flesh. The music sharpens, heavy with drums. The haunting mermaid song now grows louder, woven with screams. The town prepares to fight back. Cut to Willa, leader of the werewolves, her eyes glowing amber. She stands defiantly at the shoreline, water rising around her legs. Behind her, the pack growls in unison. Willa snarls, "If they want to fight, they'll get one." With that, the werewolves leap forward, their claws flashing against mermaid warriors. The camera flicks between underwater shots of snarling wolves thrashing against fins and above water, shots of brutal clashes between land and sea. Meanwhile, Bonzo and the zombies rally together. They form a wall, their strength holding back the crashing tide. Zed shouts orders, his leadership driving them into formation. The screen shakes with the impact of water against their resistance. Their roars blend with the rising soundtrack, as though even the undead refuse to bow to the sea. Then the aliens step forward. A flash of blue light shoots from their hands, creating a barrier of energy that pushes back the waves. Ao's voice is calm but urgent. This storm is not natural, it's war. The alien technology glows brighter, crackling against the force of the water. For a moment, the barrier holds Dot, but then the Mermaid Queen raises her arms, and the ocean obeys. A massive tidal wall surges, smashing through the barrier like glass. The aliens are thrown back, sparks raining down from their failing tech. The Queen's voice cuts through the chaos. The sea will take what was stolen. Amid the destruction, Addison stands in the center of it all, soaked and trembling. Her eyes flicker with an otherworldly glow. She hears the mermaid song louder than anyone else, not as a warning, but as a connection, like it's speaking directly to her. Her hands begin to glow with light, brighter than the chaos around her. Zed notices, stepping closer, his face a mix of awe and fear. Zed, Addison, what's happening to you? Her glow intensifies, lighting up the water around her. The Mermaid Queen's eyes widen in recognition. She points directly at Addison, her voice sharp. She is the key. Take her. The camera explodes into fast cuts, a mermaid lunging at Addison, only for Zed to tackle it mid-air. Willa's claws clashing against a mermaid's trident. Bonzo being dragged into the water, his hand reaching out before he disappears beneath the surface. Aliens firing blasts of light into the sea, illuminating countless mermaids lurking below. Addison screaming as her glow flares, blinding everyone around her, the music crescendos. Now a perfect storm of drums, strings, and the eerie mermaid song. Each beat of the soundtrack aligns with brutal imagery, the clash of claws, the crash of waves, the blinding flashes of power. Then, silence. The screen slows to a single shot. Addison and Zed, standing back to back in the flooded ruins of Seabrook. Addison's glow reflects in Zed's eyes as he grips her hand tightly. Their breathing is heavy, but their resolve is clear. Addison whispers, "This isn't just a battle, it's survival." The silence breaks with the sound of a massive wave crashing down. The screen goes black just before impact. The screen is drenched in silence after the wave crashes down. Darkness, the faint sound of dripping water. Slowly, a low hum builds, not from music, but from voices, layered and ghostly, as though an entire choir sings underwater. The black fades into a haunting image. Addison, floating weightlessly beneath the sea. Her hair drifts around her face, her glow faint but steady. Her eyes open, shining brighter than ever before. Cut to Zed, fighting desperately to reach her. He dives into the raging tide, clawing through the water. His movements are frantic, his eyes locked on Addison as mermaids surround him like shadows circling prey. His lungs burn, his arms thrash, but he pushes forward. Addison reaches back toward him, their fingertips almost touching, before a sudden blast of energy from the Mermaid Queen sends him spinning into the abyss. The music surges back, thunderous and unrelenting. The screen cuts to a whirlwind of imagery, each shot faster than the last. Willa leading the werewolves into the ocean, their claws slashing against fins as they dive headfirst into battle. The aliens linking hands, forming a ring of light that pierces through the waves, creating a temporary dome above the town. Zombies hauling survivors from the flood, their strength becoming the backbone of Seabrook's resistance. Addison, suspended between worlds, half above the water, half below, her glow so intense that it lights the entire battlefield. The Mermaid Queen steps forward, her crown gleaming with coral shards, her voice echoing like thunder. "The ocean has chosen!" "And she belongs to us?" Addison screams, unleashing a blast of energy that ripples across the screen. Waves explode, upward like walls of glass suspended mid-air for a heartbeat. In that frozen moment, the camera spins around Addison, capturing her in full transformation. Her glow isn't just light anymore, it's power, fierce and undeniable, radiating across the ocean and land alike. The mermaids recoil, shielding their eyes. But this power comes with fear. Addison gasps as the energy consumes her, her body shaking under the weight of it. Zed, climbing from the water onto a rooftop, looks up at her, shouting through the storm. "Addison, don't let it take you." The Music cuts suddenly to silence again, only Addison's heartbeat echoes. The camera zooms into her eyes as she struggles to hold on, torn between the call of the sea and her loyalty to Seabrook. Her gaze shifts to Zed, his hand stretched toward her, his voice filled with desperation. "Come back to me!" The screen erupts once more into chaos, a tidal wave smashing into the Seabrook school, scattering the once safe halls. A werewolf being pulled underwater by a chain of mermaids. Aliens firing beams skyward, signaling for something unseen beyond the stars. Addison and the mermaid queen locking eyes as their powers collide, sending shockwaves that tear through the landscape. Flashes of imagery grow quicker and quicker, each one a heartbeat. Addison glowing brighter, Zed fighting harder, Seabrook breaking apart, mermaids swarming like an army of shadows. Then stillness, a single shot, Addison and Zed standing on a flooded street. Her hand glows with power, his with determination. They grip each other tightly, their silhouettes framed by a broken moon in the night sky. Addison whispers almost to herself, "This is bigger than us." The screen cuts to black, a voiceover. Soft yet commanding, echoes in the silence. Every world, every creature, every secret will be tested. A beat? Then the screen lights up in bold silver letters, crashing into place with the sound of waves. Zombies 5. The letters ripple like water, glowing before shifting into full title reveal. Zombies 5 Mermaids vs. Seabrook, 2026. The screen shakes with one final crash of thunder and wave, followed by silence. But just before it fades completely, a faint sound returns, the eerie song of the mermaids. A single glowing eye appears in the darkness, watching. The voice of the mermaid queen whispers one last line. "This is only the beginning." Fade out.